Hello there to all of my patrons and subscribers. This is Snowhawk here to bring you the April update for 2020. 2020. What year is it? Hiatuses suck. This hiatus has sucked more than others I've dealt with in the past because, well, the world's kind of going to shit. It did exactly what I thought it was going to do, and it made me want to not do anything. So I don't have a backlog. I have an episode finished, but I don't have a backlog. Which I thought I was either going to happen or it wasn't going to happen. Because I know how hiatuses work with me. And it didn't happen. Yeah. This screen over here is just on a fairly white background. Because all I have in this room is one light. And it's shit light outside today because it's raining. So the road sounds louder than usual, and the children in this building are feeling stir crazy and stomping and running and screaming more than usual. So you might hear them occasionally too. So, coming back from a hiatus is not easy. I've had to do it in the past. I've had it happen twice in the past. And the one thing I know is that if I don't already have a backlog that can kind of get me ahead a little bit to be able to keep up, I will just, I don't want to say lose interest, but I will find it harder and harder and harder to come back. And I'm kind of in that boat right now. I want to work Clip Studio, have files. I have a short episode finished right now. If I can get a couple more panels onto it, great. If not, whatever, it's ready for the 13th. It's going to be Chapter 7, Part 1 of question marks, you know. So, to kind of get me through and to kind of ease back into it, because I wasn't really in a good groove to begin with, because I had just started everything, and I didn't want to go on hiatus so soon. But, you know, my health is bullshit. And, yeah. So, on the 13th is going to be a short episode, and then about 2 weeks later will be another short episode. And I'm going to, slowly extend these, or I'm going to move them further and further back. So this might be my way of getting into doing things every 10 days, every 7 days. And we'll see. More short updates. A little bit longer than like your standard Western style comic, but not as cramped for like a full page in one of those. I've been looking back through some of my most recent comic versions, which if you want to see the previous 2 attempts I made at a comic, I posted those on Patreon last November in zip format. They're a public post, so you're welcome to go in there and grab them, and I'm also going to put them up for free on my Gumroad. Probably pay what you want, but free, You can put in 0 and get them. Just because it's a couple of easy files, that I can just take and chuck up there and whatnot. But I'm looking at these and I'm like, okay, well, that's how I got through that. And this one that I'm looking at right now, so my screen went dark, was 2 panels. 2 panels. 6 panels. bigger panels, 5 panels, 4 panels, 2 panels, 2. I did a lot of like short ones, 3. So yeah, and that was one that I was posting like every week. And I think I eventually moved it up to like a 2 or 3 day a week post. So I might start doing something like that. Basically, I want to give myself, I want to bring myself to be able to do more content, but break it up into smaller pieces, because sometimes it's daunting to look at something and go, okay, this is huge. If I want to do this, fucking loud ass truck, then I have to be able to, I have to figure out the pacing. Because one different thing, and that this is the hard part for me to get into with Webtoon, is the pacing, which I express a lot through panel layout. So it's a panel, a panel, a panel, and my very first couple ones, my very first actual episode that I posted, so this would be chapter 2, it has a bunch of smaller little bits in it. Not that bull, quit acting so slow. Because it was the first one that I was doing like in the format that I do now, which is I have a long 3, it's 800 pixels wide, and it's, how fucking tall are you? 384 pixels tall. Webtoon wants 800 wide by 1280. So I do one here, and one here, and then I just crop to the top part, crop to the middle, crop to the bottom. And that's how I get my 3, 1280 pixel tall panels. So, shoot. The very first one that I didn't have very good pacing. So, there are little filler bits in there. And I actually called the little parts filler. Or I would take a panel and crop it off the bottom, put a filler bit in there, put another filler bit in there, and then, go from there. And that's how I buffered it out. And I've kind of got a better hang on the pacing now, but, it's a little easier for me to get to deal with when I'm looking at a shorter one as opposed to a longer one. So, TLDR, I'm going to try and get you more content, just shorter episodes of content, and then eventually I'll work on increasing the size of those episodes. Probably, increase the episode, do another episode the same length or thereabouts, faster, back and forth, until I can get to, what seems to be like the, oh goodness gracious, excuse me, the Webtoon standard. Touched face, touched face, touched face, touched face several times, but that stinks so bad. Ow, I have a cut on my hand. Jesus Christ, get fucked, that hurts. This is my BFF lately. It says 50% on the bottle, or 51, yeah, 50%. It is not. This is a spray bottle that I bought when I was stretching my going to stretch my tall boots, and I never did, of isopropyl alcohol. What is in there is this. And that's full to about right there, so I'm kind of getting low on it. Anytime that my hands start flaring up with this with like any sort of skin issues, I start spraying it down with isopropyl alcohol, because guess what? Nothing lives through that. Just fucking murder it. One sec. Okay, there we go. Sneeze and nose itch. So, even more alcohol. Yeah, basically I'm just working my way back up. I don't want to give you 2-panel updates, and you won't get 2-panel updates. They'll be bigger. They'll be longer. But I don't want to give you short updates. It works in the Western style comics if you're posting a lot of them at once. Like, that's why a lot of them will have like 3-day-a-week updates, you know. Or even comics that have shorter, less detailed sort of backgrounds on them. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I'm still working this out. This webtoon's kind of an experiment for me because it's a whole new format that I haven't done before. I'm enjoying it. I won't deny that, but it's just kind of... I took a hiatus at a bad time. I should not have taken the hiatus when I did, but I knew that I would have to because I was just so freaking wiped out from my fibro flare. It still won't go away because the weather won't get nice and stay nice. Yay. Anyway, this is a longer update than I wanted. Cool. Also, derp, down there, that Discord link is to the Mirrored Promise Discord. One thing that I'm doing is I'm testing out screen share streaming of the art while I'm working on stuff to Discord, so people can talk to me there without me having to have a Picardo. It's a lot easier on my computer. I need to replace my graphics card in this computer, like, need. Because it's just bitchy and old, and it hates life. And it hates OBS. I'm surprised that it stayed this stable, especially because I have Second Life up right now. So, I need to replace my graphics card. I need to raise $150 for that. And I had to spend a little more than I wanted on buying things like a sewing kit, because I don't know where mine is, and a ribbon, because no one had elastic, and I don't know where my elastic ribbon is, and fabric, and wire, and you can guess what I'm making. Also some thread that I have somewhere there. You can guess what I'm making. It's another reason why things are kind of going slow, because I'm patterning out a mask pattern that I don't have a printer, so I have to look at my screen and take the little, you know, the little measuring tape doodad here, and like, this is the scale, this is the right scale, and then I like hold it up to the screen and I go, you're there. I transfer it to a piece of paper, and then here, and I transfer it to a piece of paper, and I gotta draft out this fucking curve, don't I? And I just, you know, and I look at it and I go, nope. And, you know, just, ugh, it's a pain in the ass. But yeah, that's what we're doing. I'm going crazy is what I'm doing. I at least have a reason to use a lighter right now, because if you burn the ends of the ribbon, it won't fray. And then you don't have to stitch them. So yeah, that's the thing. Also allergy season, so I'm being wiped out by freaking allergies. At a time when everybody's worried about catching the plague, I'm sneezing and coughing and look like absolute hot garbage. Cool. Okay, this is too long. Signing off for your April update of 2020. Y'all have a great day. Stay safe. Stay home. And I'll see you next month.